He is back, folks. Johnny Bean from the Midwest Mallards is finally back. Missed the entire first half of the season, but he's a spark plug. This happened last year. It's going to happen again where he's going to spark the Mallards. Mark my words. Johnny, what's it mean to be back today?
Oh, I'm so excited to be back here talking to you, Kyle.
Yep.
And I want to thank all the fans for commenting on every single post, trying to get me back here. But I'm just really excited to get back and be part of the team.
Hey, good luck today, Johnny. Here we go at the Meadows. Eagles versus Mallards.
So this may be another video where I somewhat attack the 2021 Midwest Mallards, but this has become something almost everybody is talking about. Like Kyle Hook, who I covered last season, there is a specific Midwest Mallard who showed great promise as a rookie in 2019, yet he slowly evaporated from MLW. Kyle Schultz Jr., or Johnny Bean, has disappeared from the face of the league. Where is he now? Where was he last season when the Midwest Mallards needed offense? I may be slightly unaware if his whereabouts was previously disclosed, yet this is something that we need to cover at this point. So, whatever happened to Johnny Bean?
They picked up another player as well. They got Johnny Bean here today, a contact hitter, baseball pass. So we'll see if he pays dividends for the Mallards and maybe kind of gets them back on track.
Back in 2019, the Midwest Mallards had a record of 3-6 at the All-Star break. The team was seriously only 2 games in front of the last place Great Lakes Gators, with the series against them still to play. Manager Tommy Coughlin brought a weapon to the field spontaneously back when you were permitted to do such a thing. Said weapon was Johnny Bean. Although it may have been an ugly series against the Gators, the Mallards got right back on track with the sweep they needed and proceeded to beat the Diamondbacks 2-1 in the final regular season series. They finished 8-7 on the year, went 5-1 in the second half, and secured the second seed in the NL.
Oh, they botched the celly. That's a rookie move.
Johnny Bean contributed heavily to this, as in those 6 games, he had a .381 batting average, 2 home runs, and 7 runs batted in. In the postseason, the Midwest Mallards coasted past a short-handed Diamondbacks team, and although they put up a long, strong fight against the Eastern Eagles, they fell in the series, even though it was pushed to extra innings in both games. The Eagles had won them both. Bean made several strong plays in the field, and also batting a more mediocre .261 with 4 runs batted in the playoffs. However, with Bean finally there as a missing piece for the Mallards franchise that still had a very wide open championship window with Coughlin, Noah Dabrico, and now Bean, that's their core 3. They can go get it done next year.
Oh, was he bobbling? I think he was. Bean beats it out. He was hustling down that line. Tommy advances to third, Noah to second, bases juiced, nobody out.
And as for the Mallards, we still have Johnny Bean on our roster as our, go-to sub guy. He's not with us today, but you probably see him this season. Johnny Bean, once again, is not here with us today, but we're expecting to see him at the very next series this year, so I'm super excited to have him back coming up. Wanted to get Johnny Bean out here today. Unfortunately, he was out of town, couldn't make it, but I know a lot of the Johnny Bean fans out there want to see him out here next series. Hopefully, he'll be back around.
I mean, yeah, it sucks for you because I know right when he gets here, he's going to turn around your team. He's a great player.
In 2020, the Midwest Mallards had Steve McPeak return from being out of state with an internship, while also drafting Trevor Bonham with the 5th pick in 2020. Hence, Quack Attack had a team with ample depth now, having 5 strong wiffle ball players on the roster who would be competing for time on the field. Although very up and down, Mallards were 5-4 at the All-Star break, and this was with a Johnny Bean who was not even there. Johnny Bean was missing for that first half. The sophomore was expected to make his season debut after the All-Star break. McPeak was replaced with Bean in the Mallards lineup in the final 2 series of the regular season. The team jumped out quickly to win Game 1 against the Eagles, and after losing Game 2, they managed to expose the Eagles' pitching depth and improved to 7-5 with the surprisingly hot downtown Diamondbacks next in sight.
In the right center field, at the track, it's gone!
What happened next was not expected by probably any MLW fan, analyst, or player. Jimmy Norp showed up ready to play that day alongside dual threat Jonah Heath, third option Ben Wilson, and at the time, manager Gavin Nareski. With scores of 3-1, 6-2, and 3-1, the Diamondbacks made easy work and dismantled a Midwest Mallards team, and after the Eagles won the final series against the Gators, it was the Midwest Mallards who would be the one team in the National League to miss the playoffs in 2020.
And was 2-7 at one point this year.
Where was Johnny Bean, and what does he have to do with this? Bean had played in all 6 games in the final stretch of the 2020 season. However, he went hitless in 28 plate appearances. He struck out 16 times and only had 2 runs to his name. Unfortunately, Johnny did not live up to the expectations that we had for him, and neither did the Midwest Mallards team in general. Going into 2021, the question became, would Johnny Bean be a full-time player with the team? Would he participate in more than 2 series? It took a while, but during the offseason, it was confirmed by then Midwest Mallard Trevor Bonham that Bean would indeed return to a new-look Mallards team that focused more on Trevor Bonham and the 2021 draft pick, drafted 2nd overall in the league, Caden Irwin. The hope was that the team would return to contention with the reloaded and developed roster after longtime MLW player and former Midwest Mallard and MVP Noah Dabrico hit retirement. And as we all know, it was all downhill from there. You know the drill. The Mallards went 2-1 against the Wildcats, and then from there we had hope. Then they lost 2-1 against the Preds. They got swept twice. They were eliminated from the playoffs. They traded Bonham for future draft compensation. They won the final game against Michael Shima on the mound to end a 10-game losing streak. And in essence, they sucked. They really did suck.
And then a record of a whopping 1-8. Losing a close series to the Preds isn't bad, but do you want to know what it is? Reverting to form and getting swept by the Eagles once again. Speedgate minus the Speedgate, but still getting swept by the Gators. Tommy Coughlin's pitching becoming completely invisible and forgetting how to throw a goddamn wiffle ball. A team average of 171 and ERA of 12-12 for the second pitching. Scoring literally 0 runs in the final 4 games of this slump. How pathetic can a damn wiffle ball team be?
Not even going to explain it because you have heard this story at least 274 times repeated already. The Mallards have added Jordan Robles through the draft now, and they are hopefully on the upswing heading into the 2022 season. Looking at this team, adding Ben Wilson through trades, and Jordan Robles through the draft, one of the best football players in the nation, the Midwest Mallards have actually reloaded their team this time, and if all goes well, they can seriously finally be back in contention for an MLW championship. However, back to our focus. Now I ask, if Johnny Bean was present, would he have made an impact? The question can be argued for both yes or no, because he had a promising 2019 campaign, but he was still invisible even when he played in 2020. However, his batting ability could still have been much better than what the Mallards had put forward as a team during the worst drought in the history of the franchise in mid-2021.
Against a very good Eagles team.
Just going to do the same thing as I did the last 2 series. Really excited about the playoff stuff. Just got to keep it going.
Finally, does anybody actually know where Johnny Bean himself is right now? Has he refused to come to the wiffle ball field? Have there been some internal issues between him, Tommy Coughlin, and just the Mallards franchise in general? Is he out of state with another internship, as all Mallards seem to have done at this point? With McPeak leaving in 2019, coming back for a season, and then retiring, Noah Dabrico leaving for a permanent position down south, and now Johnny Bean. Is he gone too with them? Did Bonham know what he was talking about when he said Bean would be a part of the team? You never know, maybe Trevor Bonham had false information. You don't know exactly what happened behind the scenes there. Did Bean move to Mars? Because at this point, we're considering everything. Did Johnny Bean move to damn Mars? These are questions I need answers to. How would the Mallards be with Johnny Bean alongside them, not only at this point now, but in critical times, such as during the 2021 season, when these guys could not muster a singular run against teams like the Great Lakes Gators? How would they do with Johnny Bean alongside them on that team? Does Bonham get traded? Do they miss the playoffs again for a second straight season? Where is Johnny Bean? What would he have done to this team? His presence, his ability to play, we've seen his potential. If he was there, what would he have done? Whatever happened to Johnny Bean?